Hey, what's poppin'? I think it's starting to become a bit of a trend to see videos about shopping malls on YouTube and TikTok. I even have a video that's unreleased of a local shopping mall in my area. It's still in the oven. I'm gonna edit it. Don't worry. So with this ongoing trend going around YouTube of shopping malls and my favorite game, the coin game, getting a big update where the creator added a whole shopping mall in it, it had me thinking of more other obscure and weird malls in video games. So I picked 3 games out of my personal collection, and hopefully we'll find some interesting, cool, and obscure malls inside of them. So thank you so much for watching. This is interesting malls inside video games. So to start things off, we're gonna visit the game that gave me the idea in the first place, the coin game. If you somehow don't know what the coin game is, the best way I can put it is that it's just an arcade simulator. So when you hop in the game, you spawn right in front of Jerry's arcade. Walk in and you're greeted with a boombastic
Happy birthday!
and once the celebrating is over, you can look to your right and there's a whole band for the whole family. See, in this game, the arcade is the main attraction. Games like Dunko, Skee Ball, Pop the Lock, these are mainstays of the game. But walk out the arcade and you'll find a whole open world with a pretty expansive map. Things like shops, motels, arcades all around the map. You know what I mean? This is full to the brim. But we're gonna forget all that. We're gonna hop in this golf cart, get out this parking lot, go down the road, take the first left we see, and boom. Right there is Islandville Mall in all its glory.
That was another one brought to you by Islandville Public Radio 99.7 with the smooth jams all night long.
Walking through the doors and it hits me like a truck. This is an amalgamation of every mall I've been to as a kid, and that's the best compliment I can give it. With stores like Splunky's, great fun for everyone. Don't go in the back. Do not go in the back. Then moving on, there's a jeweler with enough rocks to light up each finger on your fist, and it's owned by the most trustworthy of all jewelers. I trust that robot. And there's a candy store with all the candy you hate. So, it's a pretty good store. Oof, I'm hungry. How about we leave the shops and go on to the food court? Tons of places to grab a bite, like Pirate Pizzas, Island Time Sweets if you want some cake, and Jerry's Gourmet Sammy's. Yo, that's a good one. Don't go to Lemonistas. I heard it'll make the lemonade fresh. Even walking through the mall is fun, with all these inspirational flags on the ceiling like, "Let's go shopping," and "Welcome home." Who's coming home? Not me. This mall even has an arcade. Who would have thought?
See, in this game, the arcade is the main attraction.
Arcade Castle, a hip little arcade with everyone's favorite theme, castle theme. Great detail in this arcade and in the rest of the mall. I love the fountain in the middle of the food court. I love the multiple exits that lead me to just empty parking lots. And I especially love the little coin pusher, sinkhole thing, funnel. I love those things in real life, and seeing it in here, it's like, mwah, it's the bow on top. And with this, I think it's time that we go. And even though we're leaving, this definitely won't be the last time I go visit little old Islandville Mall. Now leaving Island Mall, let's go back to the 80s. So after I hopped into a car and immediately drove north. That's where I wanted to be. Driving up, don't it look beautiful? This is North Point Mall, a mall in the north of the city. Now before we enter, this section is gonna have a little bit more of a different vibe. Instead of me talking as soon as I enter, I'm gonna enter and walk around a bit. This place has a feeling that I can't explain. You just have to see it and feel it for yourself.
Watch where you put your loafers, asshole. Shift it. Move it or lose it. Yo, step off! Come on, son! Watch your step. Yeah, I can rock him.
Damn, you stepped on my shine. Yo, get out my set, son.
Are you stupid chump? We're the security, asshole!
See, this mall is eerie to me. The bright lights, the floor reflective like mirrors, the music that just repeats over and over, it never stops. It's a fusion of every trend that's going on. It's like it's like you got all the current trends on the internet and put it into a blender. Things like liminal spaces, the back rooms, and that dumb little trend where people get old pictures and just put stupid lullaby music on it and try to say that it's scary. All of that is in this. All of that is in this mall. Well, besides the feeling of desperation, what else does this mall have? Well, as soon as you walk into the mall, the first thing you see is the food court, and it's full of different kinds of foods, with restaurants like the Burger Shot, the Beef Bandit Paws, and a little cafe all the way in the back of the mall. There's a lot of food in here for anyone to enjoy. Well, I already ate at the coin game. It was good. How about we go look at the shops? I think that's way more interesting. Keeping the trend of the coin game, there's another jewelry store here that's full of rocks and diamonds, and it's kind of set up similarly to the coin game, so I think that was pretty interesting, playing them back to back. There's just like a posh little vinyl on the second floor that looks like a Newberry Comics before K-pop got into it, and it's just really neat in there. Walking in there, I want to be in that store. I kind of wish they had a lot more different album covers and it didn't repeat as much pictures, but man, that was cool. So we'll just walk in there real quick.
What are you doing? I'm a trained officer.
And this one hit a little too close to home. Gash. See, the Gash store is of course mocking the Gap store, and the Gap store was my first job. So seeing a small little Gash store with 2 floors and with all the closing soon signs all over it hit a little too close to home. Too personal. Moving on. So while a lot of the stores are kind of non-enterable, there are little quirks around the mall. Like there's this big smoothie thing. I guess a little hut, a little smoothie hut. And right next to the smoothie hut, there's one of them showcase cars where they somehow get a car in there. I never knew how they got a car in there, but they have it in the mall now. And before you ask, yes, you can drive in it and cause fucking mayhem. Remember that old cafe I mentioned? Yeah, if you were to walk into that cafe and go to the back of it, there's a katana there. Why? I don't know, but I made sure I used it. And I think this is an underappreciated detail. But there's a cool little multi-level garage parking lot connected to the mall that I absolutely love. I don't know why, but walking around parking lots, it's just always fun to me, especially the multi-leveled ones. Those are always so memorable to me. I have a lot of memories in parking lots of malls. Actually, speaking of memory, I think the reason I like this so much is because it reminds me of the Emerald Square parking lot that I visited, and it's just so, I don't know, it's like one-to-one to me. It just reminds me a lot of that Sears parking lot and seeing the big Sears sign.
So that's the redesigned logo. Yeah.
Video coming soon, of course. Is that all I have to say? Yeah, okay. With 6 different entrances and a really cool logo with a cool font and all these closed off stores with little pictures of jeans and shirts, I rate this a 9 out of 10. I didn't know we were doing ratings, but god damn it, someone has to do it. Next game. After the compact mall of the coin game and the H-shaped mall of Vice City, let's go back to a more humble time of the mall. Quick recap, after not changing my face, not talking to my wife, and then talking to this thing.
Good morning.
Thanks, Kazuo.
Of course, sir.
Oh yeah, and running away from...
Hold on!
We leave our bunker, our little atom core aesthetic home, and into the disgusting, heart-wrenching, and horrendous state of Massachusetts. So I book it to the nearest town, get into this town, meet these people, meet this guy, and find this badass suit. So using that suit, we save this group of people who turn out to be liberators. They asked me to join on their adventure.
Maybe you'll come to Sanctuary with us.
Fuck that. I did a 180 and went straight to our nearest destination. We're going to Haymarket Mall. So when I get to the destination, there's a gang right in front of the mall. I clear them out, and when I walk in, Oh, okay, yeah, that happens. Let's just try that again and walk in and, oh, okay, that happened again. Cool. So admittedly, there's a lot less to talk about in this mall compared to the other two, but I'm still very interested in it, and that's why I want to talk about it. And one other note, none of the stores actually have signs or names to say what they are, so I'm just gonna be assuming based on the shit that I find in there. It's fine. So with a big fire to greet us, this is Haymarket Mall's first floor. On the right, there's a store, and on the left, there's stairs, and okay, nothing else is here. How about we go to the little store? So walking in, I'm assuming this is a furniture store, because of all the furniture. Let's move on. There's a employees only room, which is just a back rooms of the mall. There's a manager office with 2 offline bots, foreshadowing. Going ahead, there's electricity, fuse boxes, not much else here. Going up the staircase, the second floor has a bit more room for us to explore. There's a clothing store, because of all the mannequins. A hardware supply store, because of the hardware supplies. And the third floor is just a register with some paintings on the wall. I don't know what this is. It's the painting store. Seems kind of dumb to me. Past the random rooms, there's a staircase that lead all the way to the third floor. You can't go in, so going back to the second floor, you find an elevator there. Go up the elevator and... oh, okay. Well, fuck that floor. This mall is boring anyways. Haymarket Mall. That's all she wrote. It may not have a lot in it, but Fallout 4 was definitely in my collection. Well, wasn't that fun? I think the most interesting part about these malls is how close the developers try to get it to real life. It's all mostly nostalgia, but it feels really nice to point at something in a video game mall and say, hey, I seen that in my mall. Neato. I mean, that can be said about any game that simulates real life, but man, you know, we're not talking about that right now. God bless. Oh, on the bongos, we got the hands up. He gonna shake you, put your hands up for banana. He from Jamaica, I'm with the teddy. He got the tacky, no he ain't friendly, I'm with the sharks. He gonna bite you, he smell the money. Oh, first gen and the ticket eaters. Fuck your bottom feeders, I'ma get this money either way. And trust I am here to stay, ticket eating, no delay, version to this fucking day. Hey, first gen and the ticket eaters. Fuck your bottom feeders, I'ma get this money either way. And trust I am here to stay, ticket eating, no delay, version to this fucking day.